See it.
See it.
The ongoing series about the life of the people touched by the love of the Pacific. Here are their stories. This is Highway 54.
Yo, happy Sunday, everybody.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
It is January 10th, 2021. 10 days into the New Year's, and holy shit.
What a fucking doozy.
Yeah, man, this week, actually this whole 4 years, it just kind of not ended, actually, it's still going on. Things that what was that memo? Put the headline memo saying things we already know, kind of thing. We knew this stuff was gonna happen, but we didn't think that, oh my God, they're actually gonna do this. Does that make sense? And Wednesday, man, so many emotions. And, me texting back and forth hour after hour. It was a long day Wednesday because the insurrection, they call it, the insurrection happened. A sad moment in history happened during those few hours, and then ended with on a good note where they actually what do you call that, certified President-elect Biden and Kamala Harris. And so I just want to really touch on you guys because I know we're texting back and forth. I see you guys posting. You see me posting. And honestly, like, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. But at the same time, I feel good and bad because I at least say something. Of course, I voted, and I've been a big believer in why we had to vote this guy out. And now it's just, oh man, I don't know how to feel because as you're investigating, right, all these pictures, all these names, all these groups I don't really know, you go down this big rabbit hole, right? And you find out like, oh shit, I'm wrong, And so now I don't know what's right and what's wrong as far as the information being given. All I know is what I see, right? What you guys post, what I see posted, what I see on Instagram and AP News and CNN and Fox News, and try to put these pieces together. And it's still exhausting because it's crazy.
I mean, I'll go ahead, Erica.
No, go ahead, Kel.
No, I got plenty to say. Go ahead.
Oh, I bet you do. Well, it's amazing to me because like all of this happened and everyone is like, oh, this isn't the America that I know. I'm like, I don't know if you guys know this, but we've always been like the problem children of the world, and that's how America got started in the first place. They're like, oh my God, this never happens. Actually, it happens a lot. We just don't televise it, and we didn't have as much, information before. We didn't see the cameras. We didn't see all of that. There weren't cameras around when all this stuff happened in the past.
Yeah.
When someone did storm the gates before. Yeah, it's happened lots and lots and lots and lots of times. So this is the only time that we finally had cameras everywhere to show you.
I don't.
This time is when it happened, and they were like, "Oh, you mean this has happened before?" Everyone's like, "Oh my God, I just don't understand." I'm like, "It has happened before. Why are y'all acting stupid? It ain't the first time. It won't be the last time."
I mean, to see the wide scale attacks and sieges that are going on in our country, like in our lifetime, I've not seen that.
Oh yeah, well, we're all kind of young.
I mean, we might be kind of young, but it's still unprecedented in the fact that you literally had people gathered together because of basically their candidate lost the popularity contest. They're upset because their candidate lost the popularity contest, and now their rights are being infringed upon, and they feel like they're being this ostracized group or whatever, and suddenly everybody else are communists, and if you're not buying into what they're selling, then we are just sitting back and waiting to become socialists. It's a weird time, and like you were talking about earlier, Floyd, and you're saying like we always knew something was going to happen, but we really didn't know. And I remember when Trump got elected, I remember there was always jokes and memes going around about World War III. He was going to put us in World War III or whatever. So anytime we had a conflict with North Korea or Iran or China, we're like, oh shit, here we go. And little did we know it was going to be at the end of his time that some shit was going to pop off. And what's crazy about all of this is I'm seeing people who are just really downplaying the events that happened and saying like, oh, well, all summer we dealt with this. All summer, all last 2020, we had these protests and these things. It's like, do you realize, yes, there was significant damage to some buildings. They burnt down a fucking Target. They burnt down a Wendy's and shit. And they were doing this over the loss of human life. They were doing this over the mistreatment, the historical mistreatment of blacks in this country. They were doing it for an actual cause. You motherfuckers are going to the Capitol
for a fake cause
because your candidate didn't win the popularity contest. Like truly, an unfounded lies. I mean, there's allegations, of voter fraud, which he started saying that shit back in mid-May. He goes, either I win this election or it's going to be stolen from me. He started that narrative back in May. He prepped he prepped his cult following for this. He prepped them. And not only that, then they acted out on that shit. Literally in their heads, it was already burned in. If he doesn't win, then then it must have been voter fraud. Well, what about all the Republicans that just won their seats back? So was there not voter fraud on in their favor at all? Like it was just the presidential one. Like if he lost, he was the only one that was subject to voter fraud. It's a weird, because again, people are downplaying it and they're saying all these other, the shit that happened this summer, starting with George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, all of these incidents that occurred, and now here we are. And again, people over the summer and all of 2020, they were protesting for actual human rights. They were protesting for shit that truly fucking matters. Donald Trump was only at the max going to get 4 more years in office. I think people thought he was just going to be there like he was supposed to be the king and he was going to be there fucking forever. And now that he's not, oh my fucking God, they're losing their mind. People want to talk about the woman who got shot, the Air Force veteran, right? She got shot doing some illegal shit. You know what I'm saying? She got killed doing some illegal shit. I'm not trying to downplay that loss of life. I'm not trying to be, callous about it in no shape, any form or fashion. But at the end of the day, she was part of a siege. She stormed the Capitol building. What the fuck do you think is going to happen? They're lucky there weren't more people shot. And like everybody knows, if those people were people of color, if they were blacks, if they were Mexicans, if they were Middle Eastern, if they were fucking gays or lesbians, if it was a bunch of other motherfuckers storming that shit and it wasn't a bunch of white people, there would have been a lot more loss of life. Yeah, they would have never gotten inside those fucking halls, period.
Here's the other thing about that. So this could not have been telegraphed any harder. Yeah. Okay. They had shirts with the date that
Civil
said
War.
Civil
Yeah.
War on it. I
Yeah.
was like, how did any kind of intelligence not know this was going to happen? So guess what? Loss of life was minimal here because they knew it was coming.
And if you did watch the speeches leading up to, even that day, that hour, I mean, if you were if you were believed in Trump and you are a follower of Trump and you support Trump and all his ideology and his fake news, that'll rile you up. The words matter, and the way he spoke, he incited violence. He incited that you have to do more than the peaceful protest, and he insinuated that he was going to be on the ground with them, walking up there. And he, like, if you look at the words and the things that led up to that day, he wanted that to happen. And then there's some rumors from some of his staff that he was elated, like he was happy.
Yeah.
Once they stormed in, started breaking in, he was smiling and he was wondering why everybody else was not like at the same kind of euphoria that he was. And everybody was like, "What the fuck is happening?" But he was happy about it because he knew exactly what he was trying to get his followers to do.
The speech that he gave on the grounds right before all of this occurred, he sat there and told them, "Hey, we need to fight back. We can't sit back and let this happen." He literally said that same day, and right after that, that's when they marched over there. He was telling them, we got to fight back. We can't sit back and let this happen." That's what he was saying to them. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. It goes back literally to the very beginning, before he was ever elected president, when he started getting his cult following, and he said, "I could go in the middle of Fifth Avenue and I could shoot somebody, and my supporters would still follow me." He literally said that. You can go on, you can fucking Google it, you can YouTube it. There's no deep fake. He said the shit, and he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. He'd been priming them, he'd been prepping them, he'd been inciting them this entire time. And nobody's more responsible for everything that happened on Wednesday than Donald Trump. And that's not to say that adults shouldn't be, held accountable for their actions. Absolutely. Like he put in that law where you want, people, if they damage government property or whatever, 10 years minimum, whatever. I hope that is actually enforced, because he's the one that put that out there in the first place. So he is responsible for this, but he knew what the fuck he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
That tweet that it came out. What did you say? Something about it's gonna be crazy or something.
Well, that's why you don't have a Twitter account anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Finally, after, yeah. Well,
or apparently a Shopify, a Spotify. They like shut down all of his accounts. Dude.
Man, that motherfucker can't even get a Pinterest. They shut his ass down fucking Pinterest, bro.
I heard
Friendster, MySpace.
I heard he's banned on TikTok too.
Oh, and dude, isn't that? Oh my goodness. Isn't that some sweet karma right there? TikTok got to ban him before he was allowed to ban TikTok. Like fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a long time coming. It's a long time, but of course they use that Wednesday, the moment in time where we were all afraid it was going to happen, but we weren't surprised it was going to happen. And then like that, that was a choice. Like, look, whether you got 14 days where another riot might ensue or in violence because of him pushing the agenda till the day, the 20th, or we ban him. Like what your agreements say. There's a lot more. And then they keep saying, how about other? Look, we can point fingers to everybody. Kellen stole. Yeah, he stole last week, but I stole today, so I'm responsible, right? I'm the reason why I got caught, not because of XXXX and a few months ago. No, everything. Yes, I do agree. We should be consistent on what who we ban off of these social media networks, but also it's happened for Wednesday. It happened because of this day, specifically for Donald Trump and his team. So a lot of people keep blaming the summer. They keep blaming about Black Lives Matter. They keep blaming about Antifa and all the things. But it's apples and oranges, as Kellen pointed out. Apples and oranges. One is what? Human rights, injustices. It's a fact. It's like it in writing. It's, what I'm saying? We see it.
Right.
Versus someone that's fake. It's fake news. It's nothing is proven. He's lost what 60 plus court cases where elected judges that are put on were GOP also. Like, and even to the highest court. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
No, there's nothing you can tell them though. That's the thing. We've actually gotten to a point where like civil discourse, I mean, it seems next to impossible because these people like refuse to believe. I don't like to do like a us versus them, left versus right, Democrat, Republican, none of that bullshit. I truly don't. I don't even like to call myself a Democrat anymore. I'm very liberal. I'm very progressive, but I don't even like to say Democrat. I know the Democrats, they pander to motherfuckers, minorities in particular. They promise shit that they're not going to do, but that's what Republicans don't realize. They do the same shit to poor white people on the Republican side. They like to pander to them using God, using guns, using those things that get them fired up and get them inside. It's no different than back in the Civil War. Guess what? It wasn't the motherfucking plantation owners that were out there fighting the wars. It wasn't their sons. It was the poor ass farmers that lived around them. They were able to get those motherfuckers hyped up enough and talk to them about the South and about heritage and about state rights and this and that and their way of life and how the North is trying to take it from them. And they had all those poor ass motherfuckers who didn't have any money fighting their battle. It wasn't plantation owners out there doing the fighting, period. And it's no different now. You got a bunch of rich ass motherfuckers on the right, and they're hyping up and inciting a bunch of other people who don't have as much money as them, talking about how good the economy is. When you realize when they talk about how good the economy is and the 401k plans, that's for motherfuckers who actually have a 401k plan. I know a lot of these Trump supporting motherfuckers don't even have a fucking 401k. They don't have, you know what I'm saying? And if they do have a 401k, they don't have enough money in there to really, to be fucking gloating about and retire. Yeah, right. And so it just cracks me up, man. They've got these people so fucking hardwired into their belief system and so fired up. And Trump is just speaking to that. It's a trip, man. It's a trip. And there's going to be more like him because Josh Hawley out of my home state of Missouri, he is a big old piece of shit. And he's probably more dangerous than Donald Trump for the simple fact that he's smart. He's smart. He's very sharp. He knows what the fuck he's doing. Probably doesn't even believe half the shit he does. I mean, Trump, I don't believe Trump believes half the shit he says. But he's got to be somewhere sitting back and being like, oh my God, like these motherfuckers, I really have them hook, line, and sinker. He is. When you said that it was said that some of his staff workers were saying that he was elated, that would not surprise me one bit. I mean, he's a narcissist. So he's feeling, he's like, man, these people fucking love me. He's eating that shit up.
The part is, think about it. I'm like, you forget he was a TV star for years, people.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on. How do people not remember this? They're like, they forgot that he's a TV star.
Showman.
All about the ratings.
He's a showman. He was about ratings. And guess what? He's a business above all. So the fact that anybody thinks that any of this is surprising. What?
Yeah, he has that mantra. I think I'm not sure if he said it out loud, but any press is good press.
Yeah.
Oh, and not to mention, he's not a politician. He ran on the platform that he's not a politician.
Yeah, it's amazing that the people want to sit here and they talk about fake news and they don't want to believe this, they don't want to believe that, and that's fine. But you're taking and receiving all your information from a man who is probably a pathological liar. I mean, how often does he say things and then it's literally it's refuted? It's literally like everything he says, they come back and they're like, actually, this wasn't true. This wasn't true. This wasn't true. The man lies so much. It's incredible. But yet people think that he's the one delivering the realness. And he's just, we like him because he is the way he is. Fuck your feelings and all that stuff. And it's like, bruh, this dude could not care any less about any one of you. Donald Trump cares about one person. That's Donald Trump. I don't even think he cares about any of his fucking kids. And he definitely doesn't give a fuck about his wife. So, I mean, it's weird, man. It's just weird to me how people continue to follow him. There are good Republican leaders out there. There are good conservative leaders out there. I can't name you any right now because they're all seem to be
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you see that?
Arnold. Yeah, Arnold's the one. He's talking some truth, but I don't even know if Arnold's really in politics anymore. I'm talking about people who are like actually actively involved. I do like that message that Arnold put out was dope. Yeah. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and Google that because Arnold did put out a great message. And he's been speaking that truth to light. And he even said, he's like, this guy is from my party, but that doesn't mean shit. He brought up the Teddy Roosevelt quote where Teddy Roosevelt said, it's I'm going to fuck it up.
Stand by the country, not by a man.
Yeah, it's essentially, yes. Yeah. It's yeah. And so Yeah, that was dope. But I'm talking about active leaders because I'm really disappointed in a lot of the Republican leadership right now. And not because we have a different set of belief systems, but simply because there's not enough of them stepping up and saying, man, enough is enough. This dude's a fucking nut job. We should have jumped ship long ago. But now now people want to jump ship while it's fucking sinking. You know what I'm saying? Like now you got 10 days left and people want to jump ship. And I'm like, man, that's chicken shit in my opinion. You rode with him this long and now you want to jump ship? I don't know, dude.
The thing I love the most about this entire discussion is that Carla was like, "I'm just gonna drink my tea because that's none of my business."
Wait, Carlo, I saw. Sorry, you have a butler, man. Someone brought you like drinks?
Yeah, bro. He had a whole staff, dog. What are you talking about?
Right there.
There was like 7 people serving Carlo, bro.
Yeah.
This motherfucker said my tea's not warm enough. Bring me some more, goddamn, and some crumpets. Crumpets and tea.
Anybody?
Would you like some? I'll have it. It's lovely.
Yeah, I think to really not say so much, but what my feeling is like why I'm emotionally invested. Number one, of course, I'm a veteran. Number two, I'm a veteran family, so you got over 50 plus years of serving country. Even if you retire, even if you get out, you still have the decorum of tradition, honor. What was our creed? Honor, country before self. And doing the right thing all the time. And then, I'm also a big believer in traditions. There's some traditions that American traditions, military traditions, and the sanctity of buildings that should be respected. Because the Capitol Hill is what to us in America? It's the highest level of government in our country that's supposed to represent us, right? Good, bad, whatever. But there's certain things that you just don't break. There's a customs and courtesies for a lot of the buildings and the procedures and to ceremonies when you pass the torch, like when we have our unit commanders passing of the command with, I'm a big believer in traditions. And I think a lot of what America's going through now is because we're so PC that we're so I'm saying we're losing a lot of our traditions from the military and the government that now it's like, it's nothing. If it's broken, it doesn't mean anything to anybody. Like for example, giving that American Freedom, what's called that, the Volunteer Freedom Medal to that one congressman. One was the newscaster. What's his name?
Oh no, fucking! You talking about Rush Limbaugh?
Yeah, Rush Limbaugh, right? But the other
Rush
guy,
Limbaugh.
the other guy got the medal too. The one congressman that said he was because he got the medal because he's a Nuvo. Neva.
I don't know. I don't watch or follow.
But anyways, basically, you're downplaying these tradition medals, these honors, and making it cheap. Does it make sense?
Dude, man, at the end of it, I think we'd be really remiss if we don't even mention the fact that the one person we should be talking about the most is police officer Brian Sicknick, who lost his life. He was beat to death with a fire extinguisher. When you want to talk to me about the other protests that occurred this summer and all of last year, if you want to talk to me about this protest, I don't remember any protest where a police officer was beat to death. And guess what? They were protesting because of police. These motherfuckers were gathered in tens of thousands. I was at these protests, and people were pissed off at the police. But guess what? Not a single one of them was a police officer killed. And guess what they did? This same crowd, I guarantee you, every one of the motherfuckers that was storming that building probably has something in there talking shit about Kaepernick on their social media or their Parler account or whatever. They probably got something on there talking about respect the flag. They probably got some. And guess what? In these same individuals were beating police officers with Trump flags, American flags, fire extinguishers, and fucking crutches. And they beat that man to death. And they're supposed to be the Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter crowd. And that is the biggest hypocrisy of it all. I realize hypocrisy occurs on both sides in some instances. But this right here is like the most blatant smack in the face when they literally beat police officers and beat one to death. And you're the Blue Lives Matter crowd.
Yeah, and to add to that, he was a Air Force veteran.
Yeah, saw that.
So two Air Force veteran.
But I'm not even talking about her, dude. What she did was illegal, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, there's motherfucking black people that get killed in their fucking house doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Breonna Taylor type of shit, where the motherfuckers run in there and kill them. People weren't outraged. Not enough people or that crowd of people weren't upset about that. But here we are. We got motherfucking this girl busting in there, acting crazy, trying to bust in the shit. I'm sorry that she lost her life. But they should be, I guess, silver lining is that more people didn't lose their lives. They're lucky that it was just the one. But what she did was illegal. And as far as I'm concerned, she was a traitor. You know, every one of them in there was a traitor, period, to this country, especially somebody who served. And then now you're conducting yourself like that. You know, there's reports of police officers from Seattle and other places that flew in, you know, off duty. That were flashing bags, even military people who flashed badges, excuse me. And they were saying that that's how some of them got by the security. Like they basically like flash a bag, like, hey, look, I'm military or I'm a police officer. And they're kind of like, okay. We've seen the videos where there was a couple of them kind of doing this, like, come on, man, like, fuck it, you know, because they have that same ideology. But it's like, how did y'all feel once you found out one of your own was beat to death? As a police officer, even if you side with those people and you feel the same way they do, how do you feel once one of your brothers is beat to death with a fucking fire extinguisher? Come on, bro.
Yep. And then there was a video of one of the police officers. We're not sure what happened to him, but he was getting crushed as they were pushing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Both sides. He was inside and they're outside and they're just pushing back and forth. He was like, motherfucker, move, move, move. And he's like, dude, if only a few seconds, he probably would have passed out and you know, and would have been what made more worse than it is. I don't know, man. I mean, it is so, you know, as you go down this rabbit hole of what's right and what's information and who's who and all that, I kind of like stopped, you know, kind of like posting a lot of shit because I wasn't know. And, you know, Kellen was first person, like, you know, Antifa is not Antifa. Like, I don't know. I don't know enough about these groups. All I know is what I see, what I hear, what you guys post. And then you try to go down and look at those information. And so, it's hard not to say something. It's also hard to make sure that whatever you're posting or whatever you say has facts to it. Does it make sense? Versus like I saw that on, you know, CNN News or CBS or what's called O1 News and all that. So we have to be careful. And I'm number one too. I gotta be careful what I post, but it's hard to not say something because this has never happened at least in our lifetimes. But I've never seen it, you know, and just a feeling of like everybody else looking at America and like, what the fuck? I'm saying the same thing. I don't know. I don't understand. Now it's up to these congressmen and reps and what we do now, this day forward on Monday, right? So, do we impeach him? Yes. I don't care how long it takes because what does he lose when he gets impeached?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but it's only like 10 days away until it won't matter. So,
yeah. Well, but you can still
take the process itself is going to take longer than 10 days. It's not going to happen.
Well, is it? No, they said the same thing about getting a Supreme Court justice nominated and 8
days. Right.
I mean, they did it in a pretty fucking fast manner. So I don't know that we can say, well, it's only 10 days left. Like, let's not do it. He loses all of it. Was it the $200,000 a year they get for the rest of their life and the pension, security, the pension,
travel
security, and he can't run again. He can't run again, which I don't think we're too worried about that.
No, that's the one. That's the one that everybody is trying to get going, you know, because I'm like, that's the whole point. They're like, there's got to be something that impeaching him at this point is going to fix. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. I think there's too many contentious people that won't allow it to happen. So,
well, you could do it in 10 days. If it splits, if all the Democrats vote, there's a split, right? So
and there would be, and
there will be a split. It's either Vice President Pence at the top, or you know Kamala Harris comes in. So they can do it in 10 days, and that's the point.
Yeah, it's dude. It's a weird time. It's a very weird time, and things are going to only get stranger. And with him saying the other day, a friend and I were talking about this. You know, him announcing that he's not going to be at the inauguration. You know, and one might look at that like, okay, typical Trump fashion. He's a sore fucking loser. But then who's to say that he's not saying that to let people know, like, if you want to do some fucked up, heinous crime, go ahead, because I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't look at it like that. My friend mentioned that. A friend of mine mentioned that. And I was like, damn, I didn't even think of it like that. Like him announcing at a time that I'm not going to be there, saying, hey, to my fucking cult followers, if y'all want to do some ignorant shit, this is your chance.
Yep. That's how I saw it. exactly, and that's why these social media networks like, okay, you're done, permanent, because
Yeah.
that's inciting violence. That's inciting like whatever you guys did is still okay. Yeah, and now I want you to continue to do it. That's exactly what it says. Not so many words, but we ain't stupid.
Yeah, and I do like what Abby said on the Facebook page. Said Antifa gets blamed so that people can still look at themselves in the mirror and say those weren't people I shared the same beliefs and ideologies with. It was someone else making us look bad, and she's absolutely right. People, they're quick to say that with this they're like, oh, those are Antifa actors and this and that. They came there. No, they're fucking not. We're finding exactly out who all these people were, where they're from. You can look on their social media pages. These were fucking Trump supporters. Like, just stop with the bullshit. This was no conspiracy. There's no hoax. This was a planned event. I had people from my hometown who went there. I got into it with this girl. She is a black girl who is a big Trump supporter. She's also like, she's trying to be famous. She wants to be like the fitness version of Candace Owens or something. I don't know. But she tries to use that route because it makes you stand out to be a black person or be a person of color. And if you are the biggest and loudest Trump fan in the room, it makes you stand out amongst your white peers, right? Who also feel that way. And you're like, oh shit, we have a minority that'll say all the things that we want to say. And they'll agree with us, and it makes us feel less racist because guess what? We have our black friend, and that's what she plays. She took her 15-year-old daughter there. I made a comment on her post when she was saying, fuck this, fuck that, Trump, maybe, blah, blah, blah. I was like, listen, you guys look fucking ridiculous. And more than her being a black woman at the rally, being all like that amongst all these white supremacists, and because there was Proud Boys and the 1776ers and the 3%ers and all those motherfuckers are there. You have your 15-year-old black daughter there as well. And that was the problem that I had. It's like, that's some clown shit,
we have friends, and I'm not naming names out here, but we have friends and family who do that, and they go to these rallies and like, they make these posts. Like, okay, how about this? Go back to that same rally. Don't wear a Trump hat.
Yeah.
Nothing that you're a Trump supporter, and let's see how long if you last, and see if you get some sneers or some pushes or people berate you.
Right.
That's the thing. You're just as black or brown as me when you walk in. You have no Trump. What the fuck are you talking about?
Don't give a fuck. They do not give a fuck.
Yeah. So, but you see the pictures. Come on, they put the hat on, saying, "Hey, man, I'm
one of y'all. I'm gonna wear the brightest. I'm gonna wear the brightest red hat. I'm gonna wear the fucking biggest Trump shirt. So lets them know from afar. I'm not just a black guy. You don't have to go, or black person or brown person. I'm with you guys. Trying to fit in as much as they can. And it's, dude, honestly, more than anything, those people like that, they're sad. They're sad because you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. It's one thing if you truly believe that ideology, which again, it doesn't cater to you or people that look like you. So it's kind of hard to even believe that, but it is what it is. And again, this is not to say that I feel like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are just these great saviors. There is no politician that is our true savior. At the end of the day, though, we don't need a motherfucker who is going to continually divide us. People have talked about the impact of a President Trump tenure. And here's the biggest thing we can say is we've never been more divided in politics in history. Maybe since like the Civil War. You know what I'm saying? Politics have always been a problem. They've always been an issue. They've always started arguments and shit. But now it's never been more divisive than it has been since Donald Trump has been on the political scene. And this is the reason why that motherfucker has to go.
Yep. Well, he's pretty much gone. Now it's just a matter of fact, what do we do now? This does not, basically the message is tarnished about the US. I know we're a stronger country, that we can bounce back from that, but you want to kill like this ever happening again. Why?
Right.
Because now you're banned from the FBI for traveling. Now because you are outed by all your friends and families and all your coworkers because somehow you wore your little employee badge to the Capitol with everybody taking pictures. I'm like, what did you think was gonna happen, bro? And you're taking pictures like this and like that. Like, dude, that's Carmona. I know the motherfucker. He's down the road. Everybody has cameras. Everybody's gonna rat you out for money. They are not loyal to you. And do you think President Trump and the GOP is gonna pay for your bills and all that for legal fees? No, they're not. They don't know who you are.
Thank you for your time and your efforts.
Yeah,
Have a nice
weird.
day.
There was a TikTok questions like what guy wearing a Trump hat and a flag and all the paraphernalia that say that he's a Trump supporter, asking us Biden supporters and say why don't you wear hats and flags and make boats parades and shit because we don't idolize Joe Biden.
Right.
We are not following him because he is the all be, all God, all knowing. No,
Right.
we follow our country. We follow the ideology that who he is and who he represents. That's why. He's not full of himself where he has to make hats and flags and underwears and whatever fucking horns and shit to say like I'm a Biden supporter. We don't do that because we don't idolize the man.
No, I mean, and that should go without saying. Like again, it's weird. That's all I keep telling you. It's just weird. Like all of it's fucking weird. Grown ass men crying because a guy didn't win the popularity contest.
That's right. Grown ass women cried when Hillary didn't either. So hey, go figure.
Yeah.
That's the bigger point. They didn't fucking riot, and at the end of the day, too, it's like President Obama or the first woman that wins. Like it's unprecedented. We've only seen old white men be in that position. So when it is something different, it is to be celebrated. It is okay. I had an Obama shirt. It wasn't like I fucking was running around this motherfucker like, oh, he's the great savior, and but it's historic, and it's okay to acknowledge that. It's okay to acknowledge it when a woman gets in there. Kamala being in there, it's okay to acknowledge those things. That is historic, and it should be something. But Donald Trump, that motherfucker is more of the same. It just in a very
different packaging.
Way different packaging. Completely different packaging.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard, man. It's really, really hard. I tried not to troll, but man, these past few days, it's just got my emotions and running and making sure I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, see, and that's why I was trying to let you guys know. I'm like, I'm not a very political person as far as I'm concerned. I put things on my Facebook about putting pop rocks in my pussy because I don't care. I'm like, as far as I'm,
Hold
the fuck up! What?
Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, political. I'm not a political person. That's
Carlos
what I'm
like,
Carlos got to meditate now.
I was like, no. I guess
take a break tonight.
Like 6 months ago. Like 6 months ago, I posted a thing like, the government can't tell me what to do. I'll put pop rocks in my pussy if I want to. And everyone was like, only Erica. I was like, no, I didn't come up with this. Somebody else put this out there. I just shared it. That's like my whole shtick is that I try to stay as far out of politics, out of like reality. I live in this lovely submersible bubble of wonder on my Facebook page, and everyone's like, that's why you're like, I just couldn't stay away from the trolls. I was like, watch me. I'm amazing at staying away from all that because that is my whole thing. I don't want my social media to be inundated with all of these
one
things.
person. Yeah,
exactly.
I
I'm like, dude, the news is just late Facebook. Okay.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the news is just late Facebook for the people that don't have it. The news is just late Instagram and late all these other things because guess what? All those people, have already started being arrested. But guess what? It's not on the news yet. But guess what? Saw that shit on fucking Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's like, that guy's been arrested, and that guy's been arrested, and that guy's been arrested. I was like, holy shit. Well, how come that's not on the news? Guess what? They were. But guess what? It didn't happen that way.
I will say that too. Just like the video of them beating the shit out of the police officers. They showed, and that was the thing too. Like this past summer, they showed you all the worst videos from those protests. Whenever like daily, like during the day, you go to these protests, there's 10,000 people there, peaceful or whatever. Then at night, you have 20, 30, 40 fucking kids. And by kids, I'm talking like college age motherfuckers that are being mischievous or whatever, out there acting a fucking fool and being unruly. And then suddenly they're like, oh, look, it's Black Lives Matter crowd. It's Antifa. No, it's actually just some fucking college age kids wilding the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Taking this opportunity, because guess what? There's a bunch of other people out there, and they won't necessarily stand out, so they can do some dumb shit and get away with it. Yeah, that's what was occurring. But you know, and now with this, there's a video that I saw it on Instagram, and it shows you them beating the fuck out of these police officers with Trump flags and with American flags, and with one motherfucker's got some crutches, and he's fucking just yoking on motherfuckers. Haven't seen that on the news. Had to see it on social media, but I haven't seen it on the news. So that's why I say these super fucking far right motherfuckers, and there's not even people far right. It's people that are saying the media is fake and that, you know, lamestream media. Well, guess what? It kind of caters to you as well, because here I am now. You're not seeing these same videos. Oh, yeah. They're talking to you about the one woman being a fucking Air Force veteran and shit like that, telling you her good qualities, as opposed to posting up her fucking history on shit, which they do anytime there's a black person that's killed for no fucking reason. You know, we all of a sudden hear about what they did in fucking 1987. I'm like, bitch, that ain't got shit to do with him in 2018 getting fucking murdered by a police officer while he's running away because he had Walter Scott he owed some child support, and you gun him down because he ran from you. Oh, yeah. I don't give a shit what he did 20 years ago. You know, that didn't justify him being murdered. So that's the reason why I don't want people to tell me about she was an Air Force veteran. Okay, cool. She's also a fucking traitor, and she was breaking the law. Yeah. Well, for me, I just wanted to point out that she was an Air Force veteran. No, I'm not talking about better. Yeah, but she knew better, or she's supposedly known better. It's like for example, if you attack the Air Force base, what the fuck you think is going to happen? Right. It doesn't matter if you fought in fucking World War II and saved the U.S. from fucking Nazi Germany. If you try to bust up in the motherfucking base acting unruly, you are going to get shot. Yeah, you're
get shot. You're going on federal grounds, and you're surprised. That's better.
You jump on that fence, they're going to give you a little warning. Bam. Right. The one ain't gonna be a warning. They're not gonna be like, when did you serve? What did you do? Nah, bitch, you are getting murked. Period. Surprise, motherfucker. I think it was a couple years ago where in Yokota they had that one guy go through the train tracks with a bag full of money. Were you guys there? And they locked down the base for how many hours? Ooh, yeah. So basically, it was a Brazilian guy with a bag $10,000 that he wanted to give to the U.S. so he can be migrated back to the States. He went into the train tracks. You know, on par 3? Yeah. The train track where the fuel goes to? Mm-hmm. Well, technically, it's not really blocked off. It's just all the way down to the other side on Fuso side. And you can just walk in. That's what he did. He just walked in. He walked in with a train, bag full of money, and the base was closed down. It was right after lunch, I believe, until dinner time, 8 hours maybe. We closed everything down. But he had a bag full of money, yen. $10,000. Wow. Anyways. Yeah. Well, guys, I know we could talk all day and we talk about our opinions and what we happened, but we got to move on. I do after this, maybe even after the 20th of January. I hope that I will not have to say anything about or post anything about Trump, and maybe on a side group chat, we can talk to those of us who will talk the same. We can say, "Did you see this show? Fucking shit," So. Exhausting, bros. I know Kellen will be back with his spiel and see what he has to say. But we do have a good show today. Of course, we've got Leslie with the Crystal of the Week. We've got Erica with the top 10 list, which is the really good list for the 2020. And then we've got Kellen, and then I got one last thing at the end, and then we'll end the show. All right, guys. So right now, let's welcome Leslie, the Crystal of the Week.
Volume.
Seriously, one of my favorites. Fluoride ranges in a wide variety.
Try it again.
Hey guys, it's me, Leslie, bringing you the Crystal of the Week. This week's crystal is fluorite, and it's seriously one of my favorites. Fluorite ranges in a wide variety of shades of purple, blues, greens, and even whites. Fluorite is connected to our third eye and our crown chakra. When working with these upper chakras, fluorite can help increase intuitive abilities, universal consciousness, and it can also help in developing a connection to spirit. Fluorite works by clearing away chaotic, stagnant, or negative thoughts. It helps by transmuting that energy, turning it into high vibrations that in turn help us create action in our healing for the mind, body, and the spirit. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at My Lucky Karma and swing by our Etsy shop. Keep spreading your love and light. We'll see you next week. Namaste.
Nice.
I wish she had a rock to get rid of the fucking flies. I got a big ass horse fly in here or something. This motherfucker is huge, bro. And it's just fucking swooping by. You probably see it from time to time.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Here's my fluoride. Yeah. This is what I got.
I think your mom's here, Kellen.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mom.
Penny.
Hi, Mom.
Penny,
I'm
penny,
a-
penny, 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 penny.
Still love you, son. Okay. Hey, so Erica, what you got next?
Oh, yay.
Hold on. Got a good top 10 list. Here you go.
All right. So the top 10 list for today is the top 10 songs of 2020. The top 10 best songs of 2020. So, most of us here are DJs. If you aren't aware of that as regular viewers of this show. Yeah. So most of us are DJs. We have done this in the past. And I gotta say, I am super duper out of the loop with music for 2020. I mean, I only know what like my kids hear on TikTok and what I hear like coming out of their bedrooms these days because dude, I have been in so far into my head and living in the past. I'm like, you know what? I love the 90s. I'm gonna stay there. But apparently music has carried on. So the top 10 list, according to Time Magazine, again, so this is consolidated from everywhere in the world. And that was one of the reasons I really like this list because it wasn't just about American music. Because you got to know some of the best music in the world comes from all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So number 10 on this list, surprisingly, was an American. So it was from 10 Tricks Point Never, Long Road Home. Have you guys
Who made this list? Who made this list? I just got to know off the top. Time Magazine. Okay. I've never heard of this song.
Well,
Anybody?
It's worldly. I don't know, man. It's the whole world. So
I know,
it's the whole
she
world.
said it
That
was
was-
American.
this
She
is an
said that was an
American
American song.
is
Yeah,
it?
so this is an American song. Yes, he is an American artist, and so I was like, I had never heard this song, so I started listening to it. It's very kind of trance, kind of so it's got a lot of electronica behind it, and so I was like, oh, well. That's different. And I was like, well, this is the world. So I mean, if the other parts of the world are digging this song, of course it's going to be higher on the list.
What's
right?
the name of the song? I'm about to add all of these songs to the list.
I'm gonna play it right now.
Please do. It's
Here,
it's called Long Road Home.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah, Long Road Home.
That's it. I don't play longer than that.
Get flagged on my Facebook.
Got a lot of electronica in it, a lot of synthesized stuff in it. It's not a bad song. I was like, but until I thought about actually looking at these lists this year, I was like, man, we have gone.
Oh, they call it operatic confusion.
Yes. So it's
right.
a lot of different things happening in it.
And yeah, 2021. All right, go ahead.
Not quite. I think it's more like, some old school Alice DJ shit that they just threw on top of something else. It was like,
Right.
I was like, all right, cool.
John asked if this show is live. Yes, John, we are live.
Yeah.
That's why we're gonna. Yeah.
Hi, John.
Hi, John. And then, that's why I was like, this is a worldwide list. So I was like, all right, a worldwide list. All right, let's check out the worldwide. So number 9 on this list was Urongo by Prince Kabi, Chimza, Black Motion, and Ami Faku from South Africa.
The South African music. They've been going hard pretty much.
Dude, they've been going so hard, man. I was like, oh snap, this is dope. I actually kind of dug this one. So I don't know if you want to play a little of that there, boss, but
Okay, more of that. I can feel
All
that.
right.
So Floyd, you can play as long as it's like under 30 seconds.
We'll play. Okay, a little
If
more.
you play more than 30 seconds, then they'll take this whole fucking show down. But you can play like 10 seconds safely.
Let's do the chorus.
Yeah, I can hear that. I can see that. That's very.
You're gonna play the rest of
He's like
it?
one note was like, yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah, here you go. You guys got ready?
All right, cut that shit off.
Yep, there you go. All right. Like I said, it
Not
had
bad,
some nice
not bad.
rhythms. It had some nice rhythms. It was really kind of nice. I was like, all right.
Listen,
So
if this list doesn't have WAP on it, Erica, then this list is trash.
well, there's an American list, and then there's the worldwide. This is the number 10 worldwide list. I also pulled up the 50 best of the United States as well. So just billboards in general. So number 8 on that list is "Backdoor" by the Stray Kids.
I've actually heard this.
Yeah. So again, this is contemporary pop out of Korea. So again, but Korean boy bands have been making it super big. So if you haven't listened to a couple of the other ones, I don't want to name any popular names or anything.
BTS won a Grammy.
Yeah, I know.
You say BDS?
BTS won a Grammy. Yeah, they're the first and only Korean pop group that ever won a Grammy.
Yes.
Okay, so this is Stray Cat. I guess a rival to them. Here you go.
Oh shit.
Hey, you wanna come in?
You know, the Korean K-pop, they go hard on those beats, man. I don't know about
they
the music.
do, man.
I'll say that beat is kind of dope. That beat is fucking fly, bro. I'm gonna lose my shit here in a minute.
Dude, I'm telling you. I was like, I hadn't really thought about it in a while, and I was like, I haven't been DJing and stuff like that, but I was like, dude, I should really look at this. And I was like, oh snap! Every single time I hear one of these songs, I was like, all right, I'd fuck with that. Indeed. All right, so number 7 on our list is actually, which I found was funny, is called "7 Summers" by Morgan Wallen.
Dude, okay.
That's a good song.
People have been raving about this Morgan Wallen cat.
They have.
Everybody, like, I've seen all these, my friends that like country music, they're like, Lord, finally. Like, people are losing their fucking mind. Like, he's the Drake of country music.
Yeah. I was like, play it there, Floyd.
You used to talk about getting even further south, somewhere where the summer lasted all year round.
Yeah,
I was like, everyone's like, I love this guy. He's got the twang inside. Everybody loves that feeling. I'm like,
I'm not even going to.
So it's a summer song talking about cookouts, tailgates, block parties, vacations, and family reunions.
That's pretty traditional country shit. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk shit though. There are some country music artists that I do fuck with. Like I like Sam Hunt, and I even like Hunter Hayes and Jake
Hunter
Owen.
Hayes.
Yeah, I fuck with some of these country artists, but when they get too twangy, it's just like, I just can't. My homie Mitch, he said he's the goods. He again, another friend. They love this Morgan Wallen motherfucker, so I guess I'm gonna have to check it out. But that shit sounded mad twangy.
But you know what? It's reminiscent of a time when everybody was into the mad twang. You know what I'm saying? So you can't hate. That's what
I'm
people
not
were into. They were like, dude, I remember a twang. I love that. That's my thing. Well, not to mention I grew up in Texas, so dude, I had Garth Brooks, Rope in the Winds, and I was all about that. Well, I ain't too diplomatic, no, and I was like, yes, all of that. I love all of this, and I hated it until I left the house and I stole the CD from my mother. Anyway, so moving on to number 6 on this list, "Think About Things" by Dow Fryer. They are in his Icelandic band, so
I can't wait for there to be a song that I actually fucking know.
You want to hear it? Okay, there you go.
Baby, I can't wait to know. Believe I'll always be there. So
Man, there's a lot
You're waiting
going
for
on
that
now.
beat to drop. You're waiting for
Right,
it.
yeah, we got because
Oh, the synthesizers.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh.
It was
Chill.
coming. It was coming.
I was about to say because before that was some slit your wrist vertically type shit starting out. Like what the fuck?
I thought it was
For
gonna
real.
drop like
Again, it
What-
was coming. It was coming. It was coming.
what's that track back in the 80s? Too Sexy.
I'm too
Well,
sexy
again,
for
you got to
my
remember all
shit.
those people were coming from other parts of the world, and
That's
this
true.
is something else. This is Icelandic, so it's like
Mm.
that's
Okay.
right. A little different flavor on that one. All right. So number 5 on the list is "Good News" by Mac Miller. Does that help you out, Carol?
Yeah, that's what. Yes, hell yeah. Showing some love to Mac. Play that.
Spent the whole day in my head. Do a little spring cleaning. I'm always too busy dreaming.
Hey,
Well, maybe I should wake up instead.
Yeah, it's actually a good song. I like that.
bro.
one.
All right. All
Bro,
right.
that album was dope. And
Yeah.
Swimming
That's
before that was super dope. But
Like I said, you'd be surprised. Is R.I.P. Mac.
yeah,
Oh, he died.
yeah, he died drug overdose.
No.
I think it was
Right.
fentanyl. Yeah, super
Okay.
talented cat, man. Super talented, man. Good soul.
Best artists always do, right? Anyway. All right, number 4, "Little Nokia" by Bree Runway.
Fucking shit, I've known one song on this fucking list.
Dude,
what
I
country-
thought this was like.
Did I
you know,
exist in 2020? Did I listen to music? What the fuck?
What
I
country
told
is this?
you, I felt so out of touch with music this year, and I'm like, everyone's like, "Oh, everything is so awesome this year." I was like, "From where's?"
It's rap rock from Britain. I don't know, man.
Ah.
Send it.
Here's Justin, you got Kylie, Madonna, got Justin. Can't trust him. Yeah, mama said throw him in the dustbin. Every time he on his own, tell me lie, 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 lie.
I could fuck with that. I mean, it's different. Rock, man.
Hold on, what number was that on the list?
Number
That was
4.
number 5, wasn't
Oh,
it? No,
five?
number 4. Number
There's a
4.
difference.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a difference saying I can fuck with it, saying this was one of the top 10 best songs
No.
of 2020.
But you
What
gotta
year are we
remember,
in?
this is a
I mean, in the world.
worldwide list. In the
Okay.
world, man.
All right. The world,
So
Greg.
This touched people
Let
in
me
the
dry,
world.
dry, 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 dry. What's happening?
Oh,
Yeah. You know.
shit. Okay.
It gets there. It gets live, man. I'm telling you, like that's one of the things about
Did y'all see
loving
the fly?
listening to what?
Now, this y'all.
You and that
God.
fly. You and that
Dude,
fly have
you understand?
you need to work this out. You really do.
I'm about to tear shit up here in a minute.
Flies
You
right
need to rock. You need
Bro,
to
there's
write-
there's
No.
a huge fucking fly.
Yeah,
There
fly-
are there are flies
Just
still,
go-
Leslie. Come on.
Let's go to Home Depot and like get those like what?
Bro,
what
I
is
never
that?
had fucking flies. First, listen, this motherfucker's like a fucking guest. He's so big. I need to give him the guest room. He's
You
huge,
got
bro.
you got next door neighbor. Might got dead bodies back there.
He was the
It's
fly on
His organ.
vice president's head, right?
Yeah, fly on Pence's head when he was talking
Yep.
that shit. Yeah.
All right. Number 3 on said list is Yo Pero Soya.
Yeah.
Remix by Bad Bunny, Ivy Queen, and Nessie.
Oh yeah, Bad Bunny.
Okay.
Yeah, Bad Bunny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anybody know this one?
Ahora yo picheo.
I got it.
Reggaeton.
Ya, ahora yo no quiero. No, antes tú me pichabas.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. Dude, Bad Bunny's bad.
So that was Ivy Queen, Nessie, with of course Bad Bunny as the producer.
All right. So, just for you, Kellen, number
All right.
2.
What? Let's go, baby. What?
What by Cardi
Yeah.
B featuring Megan
Shit,
Thee
let's
Stallion.
go. Let's play the fucking video. Fuck it, play the video.
Put some wet and gushy. Bring a bucket and a mop. Put this wet and gushy.
That's it, man.
Was that the G version?
The G version.
E-rated version.
I was like, dude, you see my kids pretending like they don't know what it stands for, right? And they're like, yeah, you know what WAP stands for, Mom? And I was like, yeah, weekly Amazon packages.
Do you know what Superman that O means? Now I'm playing that shit all the time in middle school and high school. Superman that O.
Yeah, it is funny
what it is. Like, oh shit.
No, it's funny how people like it was so much controversy about that song, and then we had like my neck, my back. That was like the shit. You know, we were coming out like they act like WAP was like the worst song ever fucking created, like the dirtiest shit. I'm like, bro, come on now.
No.
Grew salt and pepper.
Right, I grew up, man. Listen, my stepdad used to play Too Short all the fucking time, bro.
I was like, dude, you know how many times I pushed it real good? Come on. How many times I pushed it real good, and whether
shit.
Well, and for whatever reason, people have the biggest problem like with like hip hop songs because they'll have like a grimy beat and shit, and they're talking that shit. But like, don't act like there's not these fucking rock songs out there that talk about the same shit and fucking. I don't know about country if they have anything like that, but definitely no rock song.
I'm sitting there. I don't know. Pour some sugar on me in the name of love. Do you mean sugar or do you mean?
Or you mean cocaine?
Or do you mean jizz on my chest? Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was
me. Okay, so I was totally kidding. I was wow.
Oh shit!
Like Ella, we talk about sex. We talk about like fucking all kinds of stuff in R&B. But with like other music, they talk about creepy ass shit. Like
right.
I called you like 1,000 times. 1,000 times. The stalker shit,
Every step you take,
Eminem,
every move,
Eminem with the fucking.
I'll be watching you. What the fuck?
Stan. Oh yeah.
Mama said there's tears in the beer. There's tears in the beer.
Yes, there's a tear in my beer, and I'm crying for my deer. Yeah, of course.
What song is that?
I don't know that one.
It's country, old school country. That's Mama knows. Mama knows. That's all. All right. Back to said list.
Number one. Oh shit.
People, I've Been Sad by Christine and the Queens.
The fuck? I don't know.
What? That's what I said. I was like, People, I've Been Sad by Christine and the Queens. Okay. So I was like, apparently this was like a favorite of the quarantine song this time of year. It was an anthematic ballad. I was like, really? And apparently it has gone viral probably from fucking TikTok because that's what everybody fucking does nowadays. But I was like, what is this? And I was like, dude, all of these crazy songs that I had never heard in my life, and this one I needed to hear for myself. Play that shit, bro.
All right.
See, I can fuck with this.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
It's a big message about
Wait, what's that one called?
People I've Sad. Christine.
People I've Sad. Yeah.
People
I've been sad.
I've been sad.
Yeah. People I've been sad. People I've been sad.
Okay. I thought Avenue Beats Fuck 2020 would end up on that list.
Nah, man.
Y'all heard that song?
Like, yes. Which is legit.
That's a banger. That's a banger.
But yeah, this one was like, I've been sad. And I was like, yeah, we all understand. And everyone's like, you know what? I think we're all pretty fucking sad right about now there, lady. You totally make sense. So
yeah, me and Carlo talked about it a while ago, but the music has been driven and been influenced by TikTok.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
Heavily pushed,
dude. My children, but you know what's fucking dope about that? My kids have come at me with songs that they didn't know that I already knew because they're from the 90s. And they come through and they're upstairs and they're singing, "Do you think you're better off alone?" I was like,
the jam.
"Do you think you're better off?" They're like, "How do you know that song, Mom?" I was like, "That's right, bitch, I was there first."
Was it the Rude Sandstorm?
Talk to me.
Yes. Ooh,
Hey,
I was like,
1999 of the Young Airmen. Fucking had this
dude.
car busting that Alice DJ. Oh man, get out.
Oh man, me and Alice DJ had a love affair like no other.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So all these new songs, I was like, man, I am so out of touch with the world right now. But I was definitely influenced by all of the more recent South African beats and stuff. I was like, dude, they've been going hard for like a couple years now, just like pumping that shit out. And I was like, wow, it's been dope.
Remember that? Oh yeah.
Oh, that's my
You
shit.
10 seconds about that. Fucking had 2 stripes on my arm.
Hey, that beat is fire still though.
Or 2 stripes on my arm going down. I was in Arizona. If every other car had that song playing, jamming, windows down, Phoenix,
Oh,
Arizona.
hell yeah.
Some of that was a deployment music.
That's a classic.
Oh,
Never go
that
wrong with
is.
Alice DJ.
Yeah,
like,
you play
dude,
that,
me and
you play that,
LPJ.
guaranteed everybody will
Yeah,
dancing.
that's a good thing. Cause like you play that and everybody jumps on it. You know.
Oh,
yeah.
and they did, man, dude. Alice DJ, I don't care what year it was, dude. Alice DJ always got him out there. I was like, throw that in there, and all of a sudden it was just on. I was like, oh, perfect. I love this for you. I love this journey for you.
It's like that one song will play like everybody will dance to. Everybody gets it. But you play this song,
Hey,
hey,
that was right there.
guaranteed dance
Always.
filler.
Yeah.
Dance filler. Yeah, Alice DJ.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, no, so the entire flavor of this year's 2020, I was like, wow, I am really out of touch with the music world, you know. And I was like, all right, well, let's get back in touch. Let me touch some stuff.
You have to send me that list because I can check out some of these songs and get a little more familiar.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right, give it up for Erica with top
Whoop, whoop.
10 lists from 2020 worldwide. Worldwide. We'll get more lists.
WAP, baby. WAP was number 2. I'm with it. Let's go. And Mac made
In
the
the
list.
world,
I'm
I was
good.
like, dude, as far as I'm concerned, everybody should always be talking about wet ass pussy. So let's do it.
Wow. All right.
No,
All right,
too far.
Next
Just kidding.
is Keys, not here today, but we do have his music here on. All right. This one's called Popcorn.
It's really low.
Crank that shit, DJ.
Okay, Keys.
That sounds like popcorn. This is not bad at all.
Keys switched it up on us.
Oh, there's a drop. There's a drop.
Oh shit.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Hey.
Get that white girl head bob going.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I like this one.
No, Keys snapped on that.
Beat of the week, popcorn. Look on the screen there. Oh, there. Sorry about that.
Just kidding.
All right.
Nice.
Popcorn. Yeah, you can catch them on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on Bandcamp. So you can hear. I know the audio is not as good, but yeah, I think on Bandcamp it's pretty good. So it's called Popcorn. Want to buy that? I thank
Nice.
you very much. All right. Okay. Up next, we've got Ellen. Let's start the music.
Run.
Well, shit. Here we go. So in this week's Give Me Five, man, obviously we've been talking about the siege or the insurrection that occurred at the Capitol earlier in the show. But again, I would like to remind people, you know, the Department of Homeland Security, they deemed white supremacists as being the greatest threat to our democracy. This fucking fly. In 2020, they deemed it to be the greatest threat to our democracy. And I think we saw just a glimmer of that this past week. We also had similar things occur in Salem, Oregon, where a bunch of people went up to the Capitol there and tried to do something similar. So earlier, what was it, just a few weeks ago, or just last month, where they had Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan. You saw white supremacists there. They were trying to kidnap her, and they had a whole plan to take her to Wisconsin to this bunker and all kinds of shit. So you're going to see more and more of this. And again, I don't want to pretend like Donald Trump is the reason all of this is what it is today. Donald Trump definitely incited this, but what he did is he took a smoldering fire and he just put a bunch of fucking gasoline on it. He was the voice, he was the beacon that they needed, that these white supremacists need to basically make them feel comfortable with the things that they're doing. And what's astonishing to me is you know, the FBI, when the Black Panther Party became very prominent, they did everything in their power. They pretty much executed and imprisoned everybody that was a part of the FBI. And the FBI, a part of the Black Panther Party. And the Black Panther Party didn't kill people. It wasn't bringing harm to people. They were all about arming Black people. They were all about protection of Black people. And it wasn't what they tried to make it out to be, this big, bad boogeyman. But they did that, and they dismantled the Black Panther Party systematically. And it's amazing to me today that we still have white supremacists doing what they do and still acting. And it's a trip that there's not been more done. And when the Department of Homeland Security is acknowledging that they're the greatest threat to our democracy, that in itself shows you their privilege. That shows you right there, if they're acknowledging that they are the greatest threat, but they're still not doing anything about it. Or, you know, this last siege at the Capitol, you have 13 arrests or whatever, or 30, I think it might be up to 30 something arrests, but there was way more than 33 or even 100 people that were doing that. Everybody in there, there's facial recognition, cameras in there. Everybody in there should be held responsible, and they should be penalized to the max. So I hope we see that happen. I don't know if that's going to be the thing, but at the end of the day, again, people, quit talking about your rights being trampled on and this and that. Your buddy, your boy, Trump, he lost an election. He lost the popularity contest. You know, you didn't see Democrats doing this in 2000 when Al Gore lost to George W. Bush. He won the popular vote, but he lost the Electoral College. People could have been outraged then. They could have protested the election then, but they didn't do that, right? Al Gore did the right thing. He conceded, and they went on. They proceeded. In 2016, Hillary Clinton, she beat Donald Trump by 3 million votes in the popular vote, but lost the Electoral College. It's funny to me that Republicans or conservatives or just Trump supporters, whatever you want to say, that's arguing that. It's funny that their argument is that they're being cheated or they're being wronged, when in modern American history, we've only seen twice where somebody's lost the popular vote but then won the Electoral College. And both times that was in their favor. So it's a trip to me that they're the ones that feel like they've been cheated. Donald Trump lost the popular vote. He lost the Electoral College this time. There was no argument. So there's nothing to be fighting about and inciting this violence. But again, as a narcissist as he is, that's what he can never go down and just say, hey, I lost, and concede the right way and do things traditionally in the right way. And that's the reason why he is to blame for all of this that's occurring. I also want to touch on the fact that, again, we had a police officer that lost his life. That man's name is Brian Sicknick. And I think that should be forever remembered because, again, he lost his life to a Blue Lives Matter crew. There was people out there wearing Blue Lives Matter flags, Blue Lives Matter paraphernalia while they're beating these police officers with Trump flags and U.S. flags while they're chanting USA and America and this and that. It just goes to show you. I hope every police officer that sees that video, sees the video of those officers being attacked, I hope that it makes them feel a little bit differently about the whole situation, whether they agree with, the election results or not. That should let you know right there that these people, just like the leader, the current leader of this country, does not give a fuck about you, because that shit shouldn't have happened. You would have expected that at a BLM protest, because guess what? They were pissed off at police officers for what they had done. You didn't expect that amongst your own crowd. So that just goes to show you right there. They had police officers there that were taking selfies. There's police officers that were letting people walk in. And again, you lost one of your own. He was beat to death with a fire extinguisher. I think you can't say that enough. And it's frustrating because there's significantly different treatment between these militias that gather, these cults, as Uncle Eric just said, as these guys, when they go and they protest and they gather, you don't have everybody there in their military garb. Whereas when there's BLM and there's a bunch of people there protesting for human rights, they're there in military garb as if they're going to war with, with a whole nother nation. But it's against our own American people. They just happen to be a little darker. And it's frustrating, man. Again, quit with the bullshit. Antifa was not responsible for this shit. So just stop that. We're seeing it time and time again. Your buddies, they're getting linked up on Parler. And they went up there, they made a shit show of it, and it is what it is. Don't make me laugh, Erica. Also, I don't know if you guys saw the video of Eugene Goodman. He was the black police officer that had the mob that faced him they were on the stairs, and they pretty much chased him up the stairs, and they were taunting him, saying, "What are you going to do, beat us all up?" He was the one officer that legitimately was trying to do his job, but he was hung out to dry all by himself. And I say salute to that man. I'm thankful that he didn't end up losing his life, because he had a whole group of them on him, and he was trying to keep them back, but obviously that didn't work out. But again, in mid-May, Trump started this rhetoric with if he didn't win the election, then he must have been cheated. If he didn't win the election, then the election was stolen. He incited these people. He is responsible. I hope something is done about that, whether impeachment. I don't know if that's good enough. There's a lot that needs to be done. But we can't have this kind of shit. This is not a third world country. This is America. And people can't say, well, this isn't America. This isn't what we do. No, as Erica stated earlier, it's exactly what we do. America is just as racist, is just as violent, is just as hypocritical. It's just as fucked up as any other nation. We're just really good at writing our history and switching up the narrative. We're good at controlling the narrative and always spinning it in our favor. But right now the world is watching, and we are to the laughing stock to some degree. And we've been that for some time. So I look forward to a time whenever we get just some more discipline in there, just some more people holding people accountable for their actions. And I don't know, we just really learn to love and treat one another equally. Like literally the best thing anybody could do right now is the first thing we learn in school is the golden rule, right? Treat people the way you want to be treated, period. If we all did that, we would be much further. We'd go much further in this life. So that's all I've got for today's Give Me Five. I don't want to get too crazy on y'all because I can get hyped, but I'm gonna keep it simple.
All right, good up for killing everybody. Good job. Woo! Bringing the word. I know we had a heated discussion, not heated discussion, but an open discussion in the monologue. But it's hard. It's hard to be quiet, and I applaud everybody who tried to at least point out the hypocrisy of what's happening and the travesty of what's happening. And it's history in the making. Like I said, we've never in my lifetime have never seen to an extent where the Capitol was broken into. And then what's not funny, but what's crazy is once they got into the Capitol, what did they do? What was the point? Well, what was the point of breaking into the Capitol and then just to break in and just take pictures?
No, bro. They had the one motherfucker. He had a bunch of zip ties and shit. They were ready to fucking tie some people up. They had a guy got caught with Molotov cocktails and shit. I mean,
That's how they
Who
like
knows?
dignified him as a veteran because he had a whole bunch of zip ties.
Right. And then Steve Bartlett said these people can't even figure out that Antifa is an ideology and not a group. And I love that he said that because he couldn't be more right. Like, there's no organized group of Antifa. There's no like fucking president and found like you have with the Proud Boys and these other groups. They have a little bit of structure. Antifa it's an ideology. And at the end of the day, who's not anti-fascist? I thought as Americans we're all pretty like we're against fascism in we're supposed to be at least. So yeah, people have to stop with the bullshit narrative and trying to take away the responsibility of those that are actually responsible for what has occurred.
So, what do you think? Okay, it's done. It's the wheels are in motion. We're a few days away from the inauguration. We've got the new administration coming in. What do you hope and expect from this new administration? And of course, us moving forward as to heal and move forward to where we were back, even 4 or 5 years ago. What can we do to a point where we can start moving forward and be on track?
I mean, in a perfect world, we could start moving forward, but let's be honest, man. I think what we're seeing right now is kind of the beginning of there's going to be more shit. We're seeing it in, like I said, Michigan's had shit go on. Oregon has had shit occur.
LA.
We're seeing it, LA. We're seeing it in the Capitol now. There's going to be more incidents like this, and that's what I'm saying. I'm calling on like these federal authorities that fucking shut down the Black Panthers so quickly, like they did. They need to start doing the same thing with these white militias and these white supremacists. Don't just acknowledge them as being the most dangerous piece to democracy. Do something about it. Take care of it. And them going in there and they start arresting people. This is the part that's fucked up because these conspiracy theorists are going to say, well, look, they're arresting people. They're arresting people because they're trying to take away our rights. Look at what they're doing. No, they're arresting people because these motherfuckers are violent extremists and we don't know what they're capable of. All right. And Uncle Eric mentioned it earlier about the Oklahoma City bombing. Like these people need to be taken care of. However that means, whether rounded up, locked up, whatever, these people need to be gone. I mean, we have no room for that in this country, man.
Carlo, what do you think, bro?
I'm really
Come on,
sad
Carlo.
about-
You got
Those
something
meditating right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I mean,
Maybe later.
to the point where what do you hope for the next couple of days or next month? What can we do to move forward?
I mean, if you listen to Biden's like speech, what is it? Yesterday or 2 days ago, he's big focus released to address the COVID issue. So that's my focus, at least for the beginning of 2021.
Priority, yeah. Erica, what do you think?
About what?
What do you look forward, for the next administration? What can we do to move forward?
All politicians are liars. Anything they all say is fucking false. It doesn't fucking matter. We're gonna get fed the same fucking bullshit no matter who's in fucking charge. So just fucking suck your fucking thumb and move the fuck on. That's what's happened. I'm like, it doesn't matter who's in charge. It's the same fucking liars doing the same fucking thing. And if anybody has looked at any of these fucking track records, guess what? They're all bullshitters. They're just feeding you a different flavor of bullshit. So if you want this flavor of bullshit or this flavor of bullshit, guess what? You're still getting fucking fed bullshit. So that's what I think about this next administration. It's all going to be fucking grins and giggles until they hate it. And then guess what? They're going to do the same fucking shit.
So do you think that like Obama's leadership, George W. Bush leadership, you think what they did, how they were is the same as how Trump was, and that's going to be just more of the same? You think Trump was more of the same of them?
No, I think that Trump's was just more out in the open. It was a different time. You forget he is all social media all the time. It was a different time. Just because we didn't know that they had these fucking bandwagons back then. Yeah, sure. Guess what? They did. But you know what? It was nothing like it is today because it's not in your face like it is today. It wasn't in social media like it is today. It wasn't on your every waking thing that pops up on your freaking phone every day. No, it's a completely different brand because guess what? This is a whole new era of bullshit. And guess what? Now everybody's got a flavor of this bullshit, and that's the bullshit that they want to eat from now on. Boom.
Eric, trust me, deep down, that's what I'm saying. Deep down, on a lot of our what's been happening in the past 20, 30 years. And yeah, you're right. This administration is in. When I say it's in your face, everything's
It
out.
is.
I mean, these groups, these ideologies, these people thinking the way they do, the way he talks, the way he caters, who he caters to, it's always been there. But the problem is now, we understand that it's always been there. And right now, the past 4 years or 5 years, this administration or these leaders have made it okay, made it more brave for them to come out with their thoughts and their opinions and their ideals, and destroying American what we work so hard to do. We understand that, but now it's time to like be adults and do something for the country. And yes, I'm not saying you can't say every politician, a good majority, yeah, maybe a good
Most
majority,
politicians start off as lawyers. How many honest lawyers you know?
yeah. I
Hmm?
mean, yeah,
I mean,
almost all of them are lawyers, yeah.
Hey, there you
mean-
go.
at the end of it, though, to say that every one of them is all the same. Yes, each group has different sides they have to cater to, right? They have different people that fund
Different agendas.
right. There's different agendas, but you have different people that give money to their as they're beginning to run to their what the fuck, I can't even think right now. Erica, you have me you did have me speechless with all that, because I don't like. And again, like Uncle Eric too, I couldn't disagree more, because Trump's handling, his leadership was far more dangerous than anything that we've ever dealt with. And it didn't matter about social media or not. It was the way that he conducted himself on a daily basis. It was his words. It was his rhetoric. It was his actions. That just, or might be racist at one point in time. But at the end of the day, Trump literally incited these people. He literally is giving them, he's empowering these people. He's empowered these people that have been voiceless. He's made white supremacy okay to be out in the public with it. He's made it to where when we see a Trump flag, how do you feel when you see a Trump flag anymore? Like for me as a black man, I feel the same way that I felt anytime I see a Confederate flag. When I see a Confederate flag, I'm immediately like, oh, fuck.
I agree.
You know, and now when you see a Trump flag, it's the same fucking feeling. Yeah. It's the exact same feeling.
The hat, the flag, it all equates to racism to me. To me, right?
Absolutely.
Once I see that, you put it on, you tell me that you're a racist, pretty much. Or you support,
or you're okay with racism. It's not that you may not be openly racist, and that's the thing too. People always think that in order to be a racist, like you have to fucking wear a Klansman hood and you have to have a noose and go hang people, and not realize like no, you're okay. You'll be silent when racism occurs, you know. So you are complicit because you'll be silent. You'll sit there and still allow it to happen. So yes, you do play a part in it. That you're not openly racist because you don't say the words or you don't have a fucking noose or whatever the case may be.
So check this out. For the first time ever, I did not know that this was a thing. I literally thought it was a thing that they saw on TV. So I was talking with a friend of mine, and she said that whenever she finds out unconsciously, because she's white, she finds out unconsciously that her friends are quote unquote a little bit racist because they whisper the word black.
Right.
Because he might be black. I was like, that doesn't happen. She was like, dude, people talk to me about that all the time. She'll be like, well, because he was black. I was like, people whisper the word black to you? And she was like, happens all the time. I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. So along with those same guidelines is people whispering the word black when I'm like, it's just a description of somebody, but with the fact that they feel the need to whisper black. I was like, dude, that's insane.
I think because people are trying to be PC, but also I think for those people who think twice about saying black, then them themselves had said stuff before or have ideology, so they're careful of what they say because they know deep down that's what they said before. That makes sense. Who else? I can say black all day. Well, you know where I'm coming from. You know who
I was like, he's the black guy that works over there, or he's, I'm like, I don't have to be like, he's the black guy that works over
Would you like rather be called black or African American? So
Right.
deep down, that tells me you're a racist motherfucker. You know,
Right.
now you're asking me like, why, dude? If
Man.
you talk the truth, know the truth, I don't care if you say black because I know where you're coming from.
Just don't
Dude,
call him dark.
Or dark.
That dark dude.
And well, in
Color.
Spanish and Philippine is negro, negra, but that's nothing. That's
Yeah.
not racist. That's just the way we.
That's a color.
It's color.
I posted this meme today, and it said racism is not a touchy subject if you're not a fucking racist. When people are always like, "Oh, I don't want to talk race," you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you're if you're not racist, what is it? Why is it weird to talk about race? You know what I'm saying?
Why is that uncomfortable? Why is that?
It shouldn't be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? You don't have any type of malice in your heart for another race, or you don't have any type like. It should be okay, it should be able to openly talk about it. Just like we talk about on here. You guys tell me shit about Filipino people that I don't know. We talk about black issues. We talk Hispanic, whatever. We talk about these issues, and it's never like, oh, I feel like I'm being offensive. Like, we just openly talk about our cultures, and it's a beautiful thing. But for whatever reason, there's like white people like, oh, I don't really want to talk about race, or I'm like,
we Americans. We're not.
We're all Americans. Yeah, that shit. There we go.
American. You're American first.
Yeah. Quit labeling yourself. They'll tell you quit labeling yourself.
I'm Italian American.
No, you quit labeling me there, sir, because you know what? Anytime somebody describes Kellen, the first thing they're gonna say is super tall, brown hair, goatee. No. Excuse me. That beautiful brown man has a description that does not just start with brown hair. Okay.
Light skin.
Hold on, Erica. Did you say super tall?
You got pretty eyes.
You say super tall? Shit.
Hey, you're super tall compared to me. Fuck shit. I'm only 5'4".
Erica, I'm 5'5", baby. We the same height.
You lie.
We same height. Oh, Floyd, I know you're not talking.
I know.
I know a card, boy, shit.
You wear a size 7 shoe.
No.
Me too.
You remember me? I'm average size.
You got the little bitty ass feet, boy.
I'm 5'9". That's not what she said. I got big ass shoes. My Nokia is big.
I was like, I still have my shoes in the little boy section. Thank you.
Oh shit!
But in Kellen's defense, he is well built like Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? Kellen is like a remote control. You know what I'm saying right here? No, Kellen's thinking that. Yeah.
Oh,
he's taller than me. And the first thing that I say about that man isn't he has brown hair. Okay, just saying.
Oh shit. I need
that. Going back on labeling, like my theory. Okay, this is only my opinion. People who are bothered by labeling, because we're a melting pot. We all know that we're a melting pot of all different ethnicities, and so I'm proud to say, I'm Filipino American. If you're Italian milk, so the people who have a problem with that don't know their ethnicity back then, because they don't claim it. They're not Irish. They're not Swedish. They're not Croatian, Uzbekistan. For those who know their heritage, they have no problem saying, I'm Russian American or Italian American or Cuban American or Filipino American. That's my.
Okay.
Does Cullen have nice eyes? I think he does. I'm not sure. It's brown.
Exactly. He has brown hair and brown eyes and a brown. Yeah. No.
Erica, you don't even know what kind of shitstorm you started with saying he's really tall.
Okay.
All my friends gonna be talking.
I'm sorry. Short girl vibes mean anybody above me is tall. All right. Floyd ain't one of them. I didn't think about that before. All right.
Like feeling tall.
Yeah, I need 2 more inches.
Steve Bartlett thinks it's hilarious.
Oh shit! Steve, brother, Steve knows. Floyd, don't make me. Floyd, take your shoe off and show us the tag of your shoe. Them little bitty ass feet. Show us some little ass feet. Show us some little ass feet.
I'm a size 9. That's all I got.
Look, earlier you said 10.
That's a 7 in men's.
Yeah, I'm fortunate. I'm above average. Other than that, above average height. I'm not tall enough yet.
For a
How tall are you,
Filipino
Floyd?
or a what?
5'9". I'm 5'9", size 9.
Well, you did not grow 2 inches since I last saw you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it is. Well, thank you. So, on the brighter side, there's a picture. There's a lot of pictures going around right now, right? You know that picture with Congressman Andy Kim.
Yeah.
He's a Korean American, the first Asian American to represent New Jersey, 3rd District. So here's a picture worth 1,000 words. The image of Congressman kneeling to clean up the litter-lined floors of the U.S. Capitol after pro-Trump rioters stormed the Capitol building. So I'm going to show you the picture right here. You see that picture? So this is Andy Kim. He is second term. His first term was 2018, and he won again for another term. He was the only, as far as we know, he was the only representative to help clean up. This is after the voting, so this is like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So with that, whoever took the picture, I guess didn't help, but he was all security. The security guys, the federal agents were there. They're helping him to clean up after that. So,
well, we don't know, Floyd, if they might have started helping right after they snapped the picture.
Right? Yeah, they saw him. Yeah.
No. You know that's a social media person. That's not their That's their job is to take pictures of him. Do that at 4 a.m. Yeah.
But nevertheless, that's dope. That he was doing that. That's cool shit.
Yeah, he
wouldn't have been.
He wasn't really thinking. He just he was in another building when they actually attacked. He just went to another building when they attacked the Capitol. Of course, they were there for like 36 hours because he stayed even after the certifying the election for President elect Joe Biden. And so he stayed afterwards. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So he didn't go home until he kind of helped out in every office and everything. So helped out. There is no pic, but I saw some videos where he's talking about it, but he sounds like it was only him and some security guards and some janitors and all helping him. Everybody else just went home.
So. Yeah, I saw the picture because, and I don't want to lie and say who it was, but there was another congressperson who saw it, and they posted that picture on their social media, and they were like, "This is the type of person and leader that Andy Kim is," and they gloated about him. And it sounded like because they said something that we walked in, but yeah, I don't know who the fuck helped or whatever after that, but still cool as hell.
Yeah,
shout out to Andy Kim.
Andy Kim, representative, come to California. And he's a Democrat, but yeah, she's just a new freshman, sophomore, I think, representative, and so he
sophomore. What the fuck? When they start calling him sophomore? I'd be making up words and shit.
They do. No, they literally have ranks.
Yeah,
when they're in the house.
They have freshmen. Yeah, freshmen. They have sophomore. They have junior.
It's like their second year. Yeah, things like that. It's a thing.
After the fourth election, then it's just congressman.
Oh, okay. Learn something every day.
Yeah, so him and AOC are like in the same class. They all came in at the same time.
The funny part is I actually learned that from that Eddie Murphy movie where he was running for Congress.
Which Eddie Murphy? I don't know.
Oh my God. Yeah, he actually was running on a platform like he ran on somebody's name who died. He just never showed his own face, and so he actually won it.
Yeah, so, Steve made a good point earlier talking about AOC.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think for most politicians who were blue collar, who worked, through college, didn't come from like a rich family, or they had to do things the long way to get where they are. They tend to be the people that will represent us, in the better light. AOC is one. I mean, she's a freshman. It's like a young lieutenant, trying to rule, trying to make a sense in this world. But if you see some of her points, come on, man.
It's called Distinguished Gentleman, by the way.
Yeah, Steve, put that in the comments. Distinguished Gentleman.
I was like, dude, that's where I actually learned like the phrasing of the freshman song or something like that, because he was literally writing on somebody's name and won because people just voted for the name and they never seen his face. Yeah.
Oh,
anyway.
Damn.
And it worked.
Second term is called Distinguished Gentleman. That's cool.
Distinguished term. Yeah. And I was like, dude, this is dude.
You said, what'd you say, Floyd?
Distinguished Gentleman. This is for the second term.
No, that's the name of the Eddie Murphy movie. It's the name of the movie, Floyd.
I'm lost. What do we got here?
What?
Floyd's like the uncle.
It's
But, hey,
freshman,
Floyd-
sophomore,
Oh,
junior, just like that. But
Floyd just be oblivious. He's like,
Floyd's like
huh?
the uncle. You tell him one thing, then 10 minutes later, like, what'd you say?
He just runs with it. He done started some rumors and shit. Like, Andy Kim's a distinguished gentleman.
yes, he is. I
He
agree.
Oh shit.
He is a distinguished gentleman. I'm so
Well,
glad
thank
to
you,
see
Andy
this
Kim,
discussion.
and to your family and friends in New Jersey. We have a good representative supporting you, and hopefully that what he does for the next 2 years that rubs off on other leaders too. To service before self, country first.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. So last one, guys. Here you go. Pod decks. Pod decks are the hottest new tool for podcasters looking to have more meaningful conversations or gamify their podcast. Simply shuffle up, ask a question, and let the content roll. Get yours today at poddex.com. Use code HWY54 for 10% off your first order. All right. So this one here, since it's the New Year's, I want to go into it. We have a New Year pod deck. All right. First question is, what's a resolution you know you really shouldn't make, but you never do?
To stop eating sugar.
Work out.
Nah, I want to chill on my sugar intake, but I'll never do that. I mean, I'll never make that resolution because I don't want to set myself up for failure.
What was the other one? Stop drinking soda. I don't know, man.
Fuck, that's it.
I do soda like very sparingly. Has to be like, eating a burger with fries, and that's a good pair. But for me, it's like going eating too much fast food. But I was challenged with
fast
2020.
Food. Yeah. Well, what's the thing? Like fast food is cheaper than actual whole grain, whole
healthy food.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's really not. When you do like the calculations of how many people that you're actually feeding, I'm like $100 a meal versus $100 in groceries. I can feed my family for at least a week on $100 groceries. So no,
that's a good.
Really not.
No, I mean if I'm going out to eat, trying to get a whole meal versus fast food.
Yeah,
fast food's cheaper.
Fast food.
No,
because I can get $5 in Taco Bell versus $15 at Chipotle.
You could, but I wouldn't go there.
My mama here, she grows everything, so we save some money on that stuff like herbs and lemons and calamansi and and stuff. Yeah, so we try to grow as much as we can.
It's rough for me because I'm out of my I'm always traveling 2 weeks out of the month, so it's always there's no cooking for me.
You make that sound like a bad
I live
thing.
alone.
Yeah, I've done that many times. When I was in Texas and San Angelo, I ate all the time. But number one, I just want to go and eat the local restaurant, and so some good, some bad. So it adds up, man. I try to cook sometimes, but it's hard for a single guy.
Mm-hmm.
But Erica, what's a resolution you never will ever make, but you need to do it?
Work out because I'm old and fuck that.
Yeah.
So
it's hard, man. I used to hike. I used to hike twice a week. That helped out, just legs and cardio and all that.
Like, yeah, I don't mind like walking and stuff, but like people are like, yeah, we're gonna pump some iron, we're gonna do this today, bro. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. You know what's best in the best? Fucking CrossFit, bro. I'm like, you know what? Suck my butt. No, it's not happening ever.
Literally, prostate.
I will say though, if you work out or get yourself on just a little bit of something, you will feel better.
Yeah.
See, but that's just it. I don't need to make a damn resolution for that. Guess what? I'm about
to do it.
I'm going to start school on Monday, and guess what? I'll be riding my bike to school. I don't need to go, okay, guys, today's the day. I'm going to make a resolution. First is the day of my new life. No, fuckers, I'm just going to start doing it. That's what happens. You just
there you go.
Do it.
All right, let's go a little personal here. What was your biggest challenge last year?
Biggest challenge?
So I'll tell you guys. I'm pretty open about my relationship. So, and people who know me, whatever. So, I like to whatever I experience and learn from. I like to pass that on. So, me and my fiance been apart for over a year now because of COVID. So I was supposed to visit after graduation. Bada bing, bada bang. COVID is like banned here, banned there. If I go there, it's 14 days of quarantine. Come here, 14. So pretty much a whole month I'll lose if I go back. So me, of course, it's hard for her because we're long distance, and I've never been really good with long distance relationships. So the more she has the challenge of just trying to be a couple and all that. So but I'm trying not to be insensitive, but at the same time, I just it's so draining, like I can't do anything. It's like you're choked. Like you want to do something, but you can't do something because of all the other factors, right? And so that's a challenge for me and her, So we have our arguments, and she's sad and lonely because of all the situation COVID. We can't go to the Philippines, we can't go to Japan, she can't come here, I can't come there. And so I know I'm not alone. So it's like a deployment, but the deployment, like you kind of know when you're about to go home, oh, I got 2 more weeks. But here it's like you don't know because rules change a lot with these now strains of new COVID happening. Now, even Japan is known for wearing masks, and now they're locked down. Like as we speak right now, they locked down. They had 7,000 new cases in Tokyo in one day. And I believe their number is more true than we are, and they're more disciplined than we are. How much more California or any other state? And Tokyo has a rising of cases, so they're locked down now for real lockdown. So that's the biggest challenge for me last year. Missing my boo. Love you. Everybody.
What you got, Carlo?
I don't know. I think just the food was the challenge last year because I was on pace with my diet, and I guess that kind of fell off with not being able to do anything, going out, just trying to find comfort at home. So I was a very strict low carb diet. Now, like fuck it, I'll eat whatever. I don't care anymore. But I don't know. Maybe hopefully I'll go back to it. But right now, like I said, there's really no comfort of doing anything other than staying at home or work. But hopefully that will change. But that was my challenge because typically I'll eat healthy. Right now, middle of last year, I'm like, you know what? I'll go back to ice cream. I'll go back to going fast food. I'll do this, do that, and gained about 25 pounds of fat. But move forward. I can lose it again. That's pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm not one for gaining weight, so I do notice that my jeans are not staying zipped. Say that. I'm like, come on, man. I'm 45 years old right now, 46 years old. Like, I've never had a problem, but COVID-19, like, what are you doing? And I stopped hiking, so
you're Filipino, Floyd. You look young till you're 60, then when you touch 60, it just multiplies by 20.
Those skinny arms, skinny legs, and like this big belly.
We all look the same when we hit 60, like scrawny. Pop that whole Filipino face.
Shit. Rose says she loves you. Ooh.
Yeah. Give you something special.
Erica. What was rough? 2020.
Yes.
What was your biggest struggle?
Yes.
All of it.
Yes.
Dude. 2020 was rough. That was relationships. That was coming home.
You retired in 2020, didn't you? Or 19?
Technically, I don't retire until the 1st of February of 2020.
Oh, you're in terminal?
I'm on terminal leave right now. Oh. But the 2020 was hard because I came back from Qatar in January 2020, and I was like, all right, cool, I got this, no problem. Life had moved on without me. My kids were like completely different people. My whole family was like completely different people, and then came home to button heads with the spousal unit, and then like everything that was COVID. We had team A, team B at work, and then I was like, you know what, I'm done. I quit. I freaking threw the freaking flag and pushed the button for retirement, and then I had to establish an internship in the meantime for SkillBridge, and I did all of this stuff basically for the last 6 months of my military career. And I was like, I mean, this is all brand new waters for me, man. And I was like, I came home and it was like everything was brand new, but everybody had moved on but me. Whole year was all jacked up. So let me tell you, 2020 was a hot mess. I can literally say that 2020 was like the worst year of my life. And I'm like, all right, cool. This happened. Let's see if we can move on from that. And hopefully 2021 isn't just 2020 with a one after it. Know what I mean?
Kellen.
Yeah. I'd say, man, my biggest struggle for 2020, just being real, is it was to not like cut off some of my white friends. And I say that in the midst of all of the like racial tension and things that were occurring. I was having some great conversations with some of my friends. Like there were some people like it was really dope. You know, they came to like understand some things, and there was others though that was like, man, I don't understand why all this happened, and I just all the looting and all that. You know, that was the first thing they wanted to say, right? And not even remotely like try to understand where that anger, where that aggression, where that shit was like coming from, or where it stemmed from. So some of those conversations, man, while I'd have 1, 2, 3 really good conversations, for every one of those, there'd be one that it just didn't go so well. And it'd be people that I really liked or really respected. And then when I come to understand them, they'd always like play me like I'm some kind of outlier. Like I was different than other black people, not realizing I'm a black person raised by black people, and I am the way I am because of black people, you know, just because I talk proper or whatever, you know, like, oh, you don't talk black or whatever, you know, people like to say that dumb shit, you know.
What's talk black?
Favorite.
Right, you know, and that was the thing, like I was always treated like that, like I was just this outlier. And so as if my problems and the things, like I didn't have these other issues that people dealt with, not realizing I've been treated shitty by police officers. I've been called every fucking name in the book. I went to school. I've been called a nigger and a monkey and a coon playing sports and everything. I dealt with that my entire life. And I'm light complected. I have a privilege to some degree because I'm lighter complected, right? So it's dealing with all of that shit, man. There was so many people that I really just wanted to give up on, and I had to learn patience and try to gain understanding where they come from. But really, it's not for me to truly understand where they come from. It was to truly just understand that, you know what, some of these motherfuckers are just never going to get it, you know? So it's just picking and choosing my battles and who I decided to keep along or keep in my life, and which ones I just needed to let go because it was a lost cause. So.
Yeah. That I think that's for all of us, that we have family or friends, our coworkers or ex-coworkers who just, you know, we don't like, you know, my family, I have a few family, like we don't talk about politics because they know where I stand and they know where, you know, where they stand. And especially now, because of this last Wednesday, they really don't talk to me because I'll be posting all, you know, posting all kinds of shit. And it's hard, man. And I know, and for Kel and for Erica, it's kind of hard too, because for me, same thing. You know, I'm not Filipino enough. I'm not American enough because of who I look, how I look like, and how I sound. Right? Or you're not Filipino enough because you don't speak full Tagalog. Or you're not American enough because you don't look American. Well, what the fuck does American look like? You know, like you know, what I'm saying I was born in Long Beach. Like I don't understand.
I was born in East LA.
And for those who are mixed, you know, they have that both sides. They either, you know, Caucasian or they're black, or they're different cultures, and so it's hard. But what I really enjoyed this past few months, honestly, it's not a challenge, but I thank you guys because every Sunday or every other day, we have a forum where we can be ourselves, talk about what we want to talk about, and sometimes it's a struggle, and sometimes it doesn't work out perfectly, but the message is there. But it's also therapeutic, not just for me. I hope it's therapeutic for you guys, but for our listeners, since our listeners are growing now, and I really am honored and I'm happy that, you know, you've got Uncle Eric out there, Steve, Mama Penny. We've got friends from Erica's side, Susanna's side. It's awesome. I mean, I'm hoping, you know, you guys can, like Uncle Eric, come in and join us one time.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And Uncle Eric, I know we'll invite you next time to get you back. If you want to come in, let Kellen know. We'll get you on. But really, I really want to thank you guys because this show has saved me a lot because, you know, slightly, you know, things I'm going through with the VA, and this is like my therapy to say what I want to say and, you know, be called out. I'm cool. Yeah, you guys are my brothers and sisters. You tell me I'm doing something wrong, you call me out, whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's one thing. It wasn't a challenge, but the saving grace for me and this show, and hopefully for everybody else that gets the same kind of feeling for us doing these shows every Sunday. So
Nice.
nice, thank you
Nice.
very much. So one last thing, if if you had to do anything over again last year, what would you do? What would that be? Yeah,
These are
time.
these
Yeah,
questions, bro. These are horrible.
This is like a deep pod decks.
yeah, I guess so.
I like it. This question's dope.
and now
It
deep.
could be it could be innocent. It could be
Can
small.
we get these questions like the night prior?
Yeah, that's what people don't realize about this. This shit is live, so we don't. There's no rehearsal. There's no script for us. Like we're just fucking. We just go it. So
we are winging it.
Like I would like to ponder and meditate on some of these questions.
I bet you would, Carlo.
That's one of the good things I like about this, because we are live, and yeah, we do have taped shows if you had the interviews, but for the most part, what you see is what you get, and whatever we fuck up, we fuck up. Especially me, because I'm controlling everything. But it's real like that. And then we respond to our friends and family. We comment, and so it's real time. And so I'm hoping that this will be a forum for them also. They can get some questions in there and saying things that they can't regularly say to other people. They can say it right here. I don't care. Unfiltered. We are slave to no one.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what you were saying, talking about the podcast and the show in general. Like that's something that I would have done differently. I wish I would have been a part of it sooner, right?
Oh.
And not to say like the timing is it's worked out. It's everything. But I've been talking about doing a podcast myself for so long, and it's just been talk, right?
Yeah.
Like I've procrastinated. I've not let it be a thing. And then when you asked me to be a part of this, I was like, shit, man, that's great. And I wish I'd have been here a lot sooner, because during all of the protests and things, I'd have been loving to like talking about that and sharing those experiences and whatnot. But man, this shit is dope. And I love this forum. I love that it's live. I love that people interact. It's a beautiful thing, and it's only going to grow more and more. So thank you for having us, man, and doing this.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you guys.
We skip the question.
Yeah.
he's Carlo ain't got shit to say. He's like, hey, Erica over there. Erica drunk right now. That wine got her.
Like keep talking, man. Keep talking. Got 2 more minutes.
Okay, forgot. Okay,
That's right, Dylan. You carry on. I'm just gonna. Oh wait.
Hey, should we empty? Damn.
I'm empty. Oh ball, son.
All right, Eric, Carlo. If you could change anything last year.
God damn it! I had to say something.
Well, for me, I would continue to just hike. I don't like working out. I'm a natural runner. I can always run easily, more than the usual. But the only thing, because my knees were hurting. I couldn't walk as far as I could to. So when I started hiking,
yo knee, yo back.
Yeah, pretty much. But we stopped hiking because the spike in COVID-19. Now I was taking my nephews and nieces out, so like I can't. I can probably go, but then again, I could always think about because there's a lot of people on trails. If I'm thinking the same thing, they're thinking the same thing, and the trails are fucking a lot of people. Everybody going up and down, breathing. People like jogging. People with those little masks. Those little masks. Yeah, breather mask. They sweating everywhere. So like, nah, we ain't get
doing that power walking.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. What was Carlos' thing?
What, the power walking?
Oh, you said no. What was your answer to the question about what you changed about last year? I didn't
say anything yet, because I was like, damn, trying to run. I was hoping somebody would run down the time. Like shit.
Oh, he came back because you were
run. I was like, Floyd was already playing the end song, but I don't know. I made some bad money choices, I guess, beginning of the pandemic. So I should have just kept certain things. So if I can redo some things, maybe not spend that money on dumb stuff.
Your mom wants to come on the show, Kel. Let's do it.
She got the invite earlier. Whenever, but Uncle Eric, I had to have because
Yeah.
Unc's on weekly. He's on here. He was always on here. So
Yeah. Oh, when is what day is January 20th? What day is
The
that?
day after my birthday.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, we're gonna have a birthday.
I'll be
Erica's-
42.
Erica's birthday's Tuesday. January
so
20th
Uncle
is a
Eric-
Wednesday.
Uncle Eric and Mama Penny, you're invited on the 24th.
What?
bro, those two, we'll need a fucking whole separate show. I'll say that now. That might be some shit we have to do.
Sunday
And
the
now
24th.
time for mature talk.
24th is Sunday, right? 24th, yeah, Sunday. So the 20th,
Yeah.
the 20th is the new year of the new administration, and I'm sure we have a lot to talk about that on the 24th. But we're open the 17th. I'm not sure we're going to talk about the 17th. Well, we'll see. I'm sure this week, tomorrow,
Something going to happen. We'll have lots to talk about, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, Erica, last one. Sorry. What would you do different?
That's a hard question because guess what? 2020 was all ball sucking. I mean, like it was all ball sucking all day long. I was like, it doesn't matter what happened. It was all awful. So would I redo anything? Probably not. Because guess what? I sat on my fucking ass, and if I didn't sit on my fucking ass, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. It's all the same.
Erica, did you say ball socking or sucking?
Ball sucking.
Okay.
I heard something
It's all
else.
ball sucking. You know what? Because guess what? But not that like good ball sucking. It's like somebody put both balls in their mouth at the same time and didn't let go, and you have hickeys after on your balls. That's like bad ball sucking, not good ball sucking.
That's a possibility.
Trust me, it's a possibility.
I never knew about.
Oh shit! Damn, that sounds painful.
That's a different topic. That's a different
You guys want to
topic.
check out some more
That's an Ask
BDSM?
Susanna.
Yes,
That's an Ask Susanna segment.
yeah. How about bad ball sucking, Susanna? Funny thing you ask about that. I've got a couple videos to show you.
Or feet sucking. Feet.
Oh, you
No.
Toe
Floyd,
sucking.
you a toe sucker? Oh shit!
Only when asked nicely.
Oh,
I like feet. I like
Floyd,
good
you do too, or
like feet. Carlo?
Carlo?
Oh, Carlo.
I will not answer or deny.
Said when she tells me to,
Oh, man,
and my
y'all
mistress
nasty.
makes me.
You're
That's like
nasty, bro.
Gotta be fresh from the shower to do that
Oh,
Oh yeah.
bro, I ain't sucking no
Not-
feet.
not
man.
like-
I'll do no toes, bro.
shit. Floyd likes it
Oh.
after hiking.
Don't
Hell
knock
no.
before you try it, killing.
No, fuck that. I'm good. I am good. Keep the
Mama.
onions out.
Toe suckers.
Shout out to the toe suckers.
Must be a
Oh.
Filipino thing.
Oh shit! No, it's not. It's not. There's. I got friends who they're into that shit. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are something else, y'all.
All right.
Look at the comments. Look at the
Penny and
comments.
Uncle Eric, you're invited on the 24th. 24th, that Sunday after inauguration. And
It's the day after my mom's birthday, too.
Yep, it's a birthday. Oh, we can celebrate
Her birthday's the 23rd. Yeah.
Woo!
Nice.
Finally, what? 39?
Fuck! Don't make me do math. Yeah, 39. That should go with that.
Yeah. 39.
All right, guys. This is
good shit.
Highway 54.
Another week.
Sunday of the year. We've got a lot to talk about next Sunday. So I know things are going to go down this week.
For
Monday,
real?
Monday they start the impeachment.
Hell yeah. Hey, free Jalen Vaden. Free Jalen Vaden. Check out the website, freejalenvaden.com.
Guys, Mama Penny, Uncle Eric, Stefan, who else? Steve,
Rachel,
Oh, well,
Mary, Kayla.
Mary,
We got a lot.
McAdoy. We have a lot of people that joined in today. That's pretty good, guys. We enjoyed your company. Enjoy your company. Hope you guys enjoyed our company. Like us, share if you can, please. If you haven't liked our webpage, we are on YouTube too. Subscribe. I'll show the link here later on after we are done. But we love you guys. Enjoy. Stay positive. Stay informed. And don't forget to comment, like, and share our podcast. All right, guys.
Don't say stay positive, Floyd. That's something you want to be negative with COVID.
Stay negative, guys. All right.
Stay negative, guys. Cheers.
All right,
See you,
guys. Have a
Steve.
day. All
All
right.
right, y'all. Take care.
Bye.